Oh my gosh. I I cannot believe I just spent probably 10 minutes trying to figure this thing out, but I still got it. I'm still here. I still know how to do this and I am I'm really overwhelmed. Um Welcome back. Thank you guys for waiting such a long time for me. Honestly, this has been a wild time. A very wild time. And guess the fuck what? We're here, we're back, and this is a new one. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So I'm actually in bed and I have my bong here next to me. But guys, I cannot tell you guys how much I've been pushing myself to do this genuinely. I've been talking about it for like the last month, and not a single bone in my body wanted to do this until a couple days ago. I literally just said, fuck it, literally, fuck it, just do it. And honestly, like the fear and like just the overwhelming feeling of it all, of coming like back and stuff and feeling like scared because I'm going to fail because I'm by myself, or for whatever the case may be. Like I was just scared. Like I'm honestly terrified. I'm honestly terrified of sorry. Terrified of failing and saying the wrong things. But I'm going to do it anyways. And leading up to today, I was like, I'm going to sound dumb. Like whatever I put out, it's just like I feel like it's going to be dumb. And I was finally like, okay, just do it. And if it's dumb, just let it be dumb. Let it be dumb, let it be stupid. Um, but I'm not going to know unless I try and I try again. And it's been kind of tough, honestly. Like having to leave and not knowing if I was going to come back or not. And I'm so sorry, guys. Like I'm just like really emotional about it cuz like this is something that I cared about, this is something that I built for such a long time, and having to let it go and like have it be such like short notice that this had to kind of like go away. It was really hard for me, and I feel like that's why it made it really hard for me to like come back, because I felt like the momentum is gone. um the community, not that it's gone, but it's definitely like moving on. And I think it's something that really held me back from it, knowing that like the internet just moves so fast, and that if I didn't put something out fast and quick and like immediate, that it was going to go away. Like everything that I worked very hard for was just going to be done. And I was feeling like, well, was this all for nothing, but after a lot of talks with like my close friends, and I go to therapy now, so a lot of conversations with my therapist, it really made me realize that this is something that I put a lot of passion into, um and something that I really care about, because it's like I built this community, and like that is one thing that no one is ever going to take away from me, was or is the knowing that I built this entire podcast off literally my hard work. My hard work, blood, sweat and tears. Like that's just the facts, right? Uh I did really debate a lot whether I was going to come on here, um say what I had to say and like air shit out, but I don't know, and I still don't know. whether I want to do that or not, because it's my platform now. You know, I created this and I get to say what the fuck I want now, you know? And for the people that are new, the people that are old, the people that are just now coming in, people that have been caught up now and are just waiting to see what the next step is, what happened, or what the fuck was happening, right? I do want to clear the air actually for real this time, because back then, a couple months ago, I felt like I really couldn't. Everything was very fresh, everything was very new. Um and I was shocked. You know, I was really fucking shocked. And I want to let you guys know that this was not a joint decision to have split up. I also want to make note that ever since the pod split up, Jason and I have not talked at all. Like, Jason and I are not friends anymore. I don't know what he's on. I really don't know anything about him. So that's that. Um Things leading up to that point, I know he went on here, gave an explanation. I really didn't say much. I know that some people have been really speculating and stuff like that. Like, oh, I felt like that episode was kind of off. Everything just happened so suddenly, like confused, right? I was fucking confused. Cause I kid you not, guys, literally when you guys found out, if you guys were in the Discord, if you guys found out that day, I had literally found out 6 hours before. He told me that same day. And I expected it, but I also did not. And I'll tell you guys why. I expected it because when you guys listened to that final episode and Jason was talking about um kind of like what was going on with him and like his personal life and like all these changes and stuff, like, okay, cool, fair. I wasn't really in the know of that because you know what, I'm not gonna lie, guys, like Jason and I really towards the end of us separating from the pod, like me and him really did not talk anymore. We weren't really friends at that point. We came together and had some great conversations still, because that's just the kind of people that we were. um but we weren't like friends, we weren't besties like we were once upon a time. We were very much just work, and that was it. You come, you do the pod, and then we put it out, and that's kind of it. Which I feel like leading up to that, um that's why I feel like I wasn't as surprised when all of that happened. And honestly, if he hears this, cool. If he doesn't, cool. Like, I really don't care. Like I said, we don't talk anymore. We don't have any kind of communication at all. So, you know, this is my podcast. I can very proudly say that I created this. I worked very hard for it, and I'm not going to let something like that, like a little split or whatever the case may have been, like get in the way of like continuing this thing that I like built, you know? And yeah, basically you guys heard that last pod and you guys heard how he was kind of like explaining things, and how he wanted to clear the air on how like this had nothing to do with like me and him, and like anything that had to do with like us as friends or as like co-hosts, right? Where I felt like that, okay, if that was his case, cool. But to me personally, that did not feel like it was the case. Um, when he said that there was no type of like argument or anything like that that happened prior to the split, that was also like false. We did have, it was a discussion. We had a discussion where um I honestly just didn't feel like he was being a team player. Genuinely. At the end of the day, like that is literally it. Um I feel like he wasn't being a team player, and that this isn't the type of like, this isn't the platform to do that with. Like, if we have to work as a team, like that's what we just have to do it. Yeah, like we weren't really as close of friends and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, we had a goal. And I thought that he was all in it. I was all fucking in it. Like, this for me was gonna be like, at some point I'm going to fucking quit my job and I'm going to work towards this community that I can keep on scaling. Whereas like it just came short, you know? And yeah, that's why I feel like I was very shocked. I was very shocked, but I was also not that surprised because of the previous argument or discussion that we had had. Literally, when I left for Mexico, when we took that break, we had the discussion. And then I had suggested, hey, this discussion kind of was a little too much. You know, it was a lot. So how about we take a break and regroup after? You know, let's collect ourselves. Let's take a break because we both have not in a very long time. So he agreed, you know, everyone was on board. But I did feel that because of that discussion, after that, it was just kind of downhill. So when we came back and we did that first episode on like, these are the goals, this is what we're going to do for next year. I felt it. I felt like, yeah, you're saying all these things, but I know that you're not in it like you once were. So was it because of the discussion? I'll never know. Was it because maybe he was rethinking everything during this break? Probably. Like I said, I mean, these are all things that I could just speculate and think on. And but at the end of the day, like, it was his decision. I was like, okay, I mean, if you don't want to be a part of it, that's fine. Um I gave him the option to record one last episode. He said, yeah, and that's the episode that you guys got. So that was kind of it. But after that, he let me borrow the camera for a month. I didn't really talk to him in between that. When he came, picked up the camera, that was kind of it. He wanted to be out of our joint LLC. He said, keep everything, you know, just give me half the money, which is like, okay, yeah, obviously. So did that, and that was kind of it. We didn't talk after that. I haven't seen him at all. So yeah, I mean, I'm kind of hurt because, you know, I did consider him like a great friend. And then, yeah, I mean, that's kind of it. If you guys want to like ask questions and stuff, I mean, you can. There's really nothing that I would be able to like say other than like, I genuinely have no idea. Um but yeah, that's kind of like what happened towards that time. And when I split from him and doing the pod, and then I went to do it by myself, I was in the transition of getting a new job. And lucky for me, because of the pod, I was able to be seen, right, by a lot of companies and like all this stuff. So because of the pod, I was able to um, get a job and a pretty good one too. So I'm working there, and it was actually a pretty heavy transition though. So between that and like also having to do the pod and find people, and like things were just such short notice. Um it was really stressful. It was a really, really stressful time for me. And sorry. You know, it was tough. So I felt myself coming towards like a lot of anxiety attacks. I had a ton of anxiety attacks, a lot of like just, I don't know what to do. Like, is this even worth it? Like, the pod, like it's making money, but it's really not enough for me to like self-sustain. So, focusing all my energy into actually like filling my schedule, doing things that are like towards building myself in this current role that I have at my new job. So like that's kind of has been what's been taking up a lot of my time, just like finding a good groove. And I know like a couple weeks ago I listened back to my, and you guys know that I don't fucking do this, but I listened back to my um episode where I was talking about the goals for this year for myself and for the pod and stuff like that. And I'm literally sitting in my office and I'm listening back to what I'm saying back in January. And I said that I wanted to like develop my career. I wanted to go into a 9 to 5 space and like just to do it, just to try it. And I'm just like, holy shit. Because I'm already achieving the things that I said I wanted to achieve way back then. And I'm like living it now. So that to me was incredibly like heartwarming, So I was really happy about that. And it really inspired me. Like this was kind of my way of like manifesting my own like goals. And I think just like saying it out loud and sharing it with people, it really resonates. Like shit really happens. And I'm like, I still can't believe it to this day, but it did inspire me. Like I wanted to come back. I just didn't know how, when, what. Like, is this going to be the same thing? Is this going to be different? Is it going to be just me? Is it going to be me and someone else? Like, will I ever find someone like, okay, Jason and I don't talk anymore, but like, will I ever find as a good of a co-host as Jason? Like someone that has such good chemistry with me like I did with him, So, um I just didn't know. And I feel like a lot of those worries and a lot of those like overthinking moments that I had, it just like pushed me further and further away from it. And okay. Ooh. Ooh. But I mean, like this community, like I genuinely care about every single one of you guys. Like I found myself so many times like, man, I wish I could just hop on a live again and like talk to you guys and interact with you guys. And I just felt like I couldn't do that because then I'd have to like explain things and like go through that whole like process and like stuff like that. And I just feel like I wasn't ready to. Um, but yeah, man, like you have no idea. Like I've just met so many of you guys and like talked to you guys individually. Like I've gotten to know you as people. And that to me, I feel like was the most special thing about this entire project was the connections that I made. Like, oh man, like just thinking of like, Juanito, am I ever gonna talk to you again? Like Dawn and just like all of these like OG people that we're following just like since the very beginning. Like you guys, oh man, you guys ride hard. Like I just like the fact that you guys have like confided in me and like see me as a friend and like actually get to like meet me in person, I think that to me is like it's worth every like hard thing that I've done ever for this podcast. Like shit has been hard, shit has been very stressful, but at the end of the day, like when I get to talk to you guys and when I get to actually meet you guys, like that to me is like the biggest fucking reward. To receive like all those messages of you guys being like, man, like you got to come back. You got to come back. I miss you, like this and that. Like Thursdays aren't the same. Um like that shit to me, like that shit made me sad as fuck, But I think just the outpour of those messages, especially recently, have probably been like my biggest push to come back. I'm scared, you know? But like I said, if it's dumb, I'm just gonna fucking let it be dumb. And that's it. But you know, I always felt like it's just not the perfect time. I don't have the perfect topics to talk about. I don't have the perfect camera or the mic or anything that I did have, or like the setup, or like the branding, like all this stuff. Like, is it going to be new? Am I going to continue with the old shit? Like, just so many possibilities that I felt like, well, I can't do it because it's not the right time. It's just like, it's not going to ever be the right time. Like, that's what I've come to find out, that I just have to do it, you know? So here I am and I'm doing it. And for the people that are old, hello, welcome back. But for the people who are new, let me reintroduce myself. I'm Jackie Rodriguez, and this is my podcast. So here I am, where I talk about shit that I've gone through, shit that other people have gone through. Being a first gen Latina is not fucking easy. This shit is not for the faint of heart. And I am a middle child, and I smoke too much weed for my own good. So I'm really excited to be back, and I'm nervous as fuck. But I don't even know if this is going to be a weekly thing, a monthly thing, bi-monthly. Who knows? But what I do know is that now I just have to keep on going because I already put this shit out. So it's not like I can just put one and then that's it. So expect this. Other than that, I feel like there's going to be some stuff coming up, definitely. I definitely want to do more like meetup sessions. I think meeting you guys in real life is actually really fucking cool. I have gotten the chance to meet a couple of you guys during this like break that I've taken. So that's been really awesome. And I would love to meet more of you guys, especially everyone here in the Chicago area and so forth. So I'm super down for that all the time. Let's hit up a park. Let's do a little hike. Let's go to the fucking lake, whatever. Let's just get together. And I am trying to be on a couple more podcasts. So I have been invited on to do a couple other ones here in Chicago. So I'll see if I want to do those. Um, I want to know if like they're going to align with my audience. So I feel like that to me is like the most important part. I don't want to like put out something that I feel like you guys want to fuck with. You know what I mean? If you guys were to go and listen to that. So, you know, I just got to weigh my options and stuff. But yeah, I know there's going to be a couple like cannabis, like now that it's like real summer, like everyone's first summer, you know, here in Chicago. Yeah, there's going to be a lot more, I think, like weed related events around here. So I'm really excited to hit up those too. So I'll be out, I'll be around the city, just, you know, taking a little look. A lot of the festivals that are going to be going on here in the city, I am also going to hit those up. So if you guys are in those like the bigger festivals that are going on here, let me know because I'm going to pull up on you. But yeah, for the most part, I think that's kind of it. Let me think. I really do want to bring on more guests for you guys. Like, I don't even know. Who do you guys want to hear from? Because I know not just from me. Ugh, that would be a little much. But you know what? Before we go, let me hit this little bong real quick, though. Just so you guys know that I'm back. All right. Hold on. Let me see if I can reach and hold the mic at the same time. Okay. And you know what? For the one time, I'm going to tell you guys a little story just to end it on a more little positive note, you know? Enough crying. Let's go back. Let's regroup. a little cool, maybe not a funny story, but I guess a cool story. My job sent me to Atlanta to oversee some stuff at the Rick Ross Cars show. So we were all pretty deep at Rick Ross's house, and it was pretty cool. I got to see his like horses and all his land, and that shit was big as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. He had also just recently purchased, I believe it was a buffalo or a bison, one of those two. And I also got to see it in person. It was pretty cool. And they're actually very fucking big. They're very scary. But it was awesome. We were there. We were chilling. Shit was hot as fuck. Like hot as fuck. And Atlanta's just different. But you know what? Atlanta's actually very fucking cool. I would want to go back. One of the nights that we were there, we went to this like speakeasy bar and I smoked like my first cigar, which was pretty dope. It was like a little like it was me and the girls, you know. We all smoked a little cigar. It was fun for the one time. And yeah, I mean Rick Ross's house is big as fuck. It's very cool. We were chilling in the garage at one point with some dudes that I'm pretty sure were rappers. Have no idea who the fuck they were, but yeah, they gave us some rapper weed. Shit was kind of cool. So we had fun. We had fun. And yeah, I mean, I'm blessed. I'm thankful that I get to do cool shit like that now. Every day. So yeah, I'm super excited. Hope you guys enjoyed that little story. But yeah, I mean, the episode isn't gonna be crazy long. You know, it's just me, like I said. But yeah, I mean, I have no idea if I want to make these long, if I want to make these short. I'm just gonna go and do what my heart feels like is right. So my heart feels like it's saying it's good right now. So thanks, guys. I'll see you guys soon. And please go back and interact with all of my old videos, all of the old shit. Just kind of like amp yourselves up. Go listen to the last fucking pod, you know? Catch yourselves up. Listen to the last 5 so you guys can feel the buildup until like now. But yeah, I mean, thank you guys. And I'll see you guys soon.